Well, it's rapidly getting back towards that time of year again, and if you're anything like me, you've got one eye on Black Friday coming up to get your Christmas presents sorted. We could debate whether that whole thing is a scam, but at the very least, it's usually a guarantee for a low price on most products, even if the discounts are rarely ever as good as they're made out to be. Anyway, the purpose of this video is to give you a few ideas for affordable stocking fillers this year, horology related of course, mostly accessories, but a couple of watches in there too for good measure. What you would consider affordable is obviously subjective, but I've set up the list so that even the most expensive item is below $100, and many are significantly below that. Having said that, the figures I quote will not be exact, as obviously I'm making and indeed releasing this ahead of the 2025 sales. But I'm being conservative with my prices, so hopefully the reality will actually be less expensive than I suggest. With all that said, happy holidays in advance, and let's get into the video. I love looking at movements, and while I would be fairly useless at using a loupe for its intended purposes of valuing, building, or indeed repairing timepieces, using one to study models with exhibition casebacks in action or to get a closer look at textured dials definitely appeals. You can pick these up for around $2, but around the $10 mark is where they're generally higher quality as far as use by a hobbyist goes, and they're more likely to be built to last. If you're buying for someone who collects vintage pieces, a pair of digital calipers can be quite a useful tool. I've bought a number of watches where the information about them online is sketchy at best, so if you want to measure lug width to replace a strap, or simply get an accurate set of overall dimensions, some calipers can be really useful. There is no better budget watch than the Casio F91W, and some would argue no better watch full stop. It's something that a collector is happy to have for use or nostalgia in their collection, but also comes in a wide range of colours, and so can be a stocking filler for almost anyone, young or old. It's essentially a very low risk gift because there are very few people who won't see the value in what it offers, and you cannot get a more iconic watch for less. I cannot begin to tell you how frustrating it can be having a new watch arrive, just to find that in order to adjust the bracelet so you can wear it, you need an extremely specific screwdriver tip. It completely kills your buzz not having it available, and so having the tools to deal with it immediately is actually really nice. There are quite literally hundreds of variations on these kits out there, but if you hunt carefully through them, you'll be able to find ones that cover all kinds of minor repairs and modifications you might need or want to undertake. I've been thinking about buying one of these recently as a platform to help me get some dynamic footage for the channel. Watch winders are for use with automatic pieces to keep their rotors turning when they aren't being worn, so you don't have to set the time again when you put them back on. To me, that's a bit bonkers really. It's a little like leaving your car running when you have it parked so you don't have to turn the key again when you get in. It's going to cause wear and tear. I wouldn't advise having the thing turned on all the time. For me, it's just a really nice way of displaying a piece, undeniably a bit mesmerizing and a fun gift idea. These most commonly come as either single, double or triple sizes and are designed to protect your watches during transit. They might come across as a little ostentatious, but I think they're actually really useful. After losing a piece during airport security last year, taking it off and having it loose in a tray, I think there's value in having one of these even if you're only bringing one watch away with you, especially if it has any sentimental or monetary value to it and you want to protect it as much as possible. I think electronic mini security safes like this, the kind of which you might find in a hotel room, do three things. They give some level of peace of mind, act as a form of deterrent, and I think perhaps more commonly are a way of keeping valuables like a watch that either costs a lot or means a lot to you out of reach of young children. Would this realistically be enough to stop someone who was really determined? No. But I do think it's a thoughtful gift for someone with a small to medium-sized collection nonetheless. This is a coffee table style book that goes through the form, function and development of wristwatches in an accessible and engaging way. If you're buying for somebody with a technical or mechanical mindset, it's fascinating and goes into detail from establishing basic understanding right through to the working of extremely impressive complications. Realistically, this is a pretty big item to consider actually physically fitting into a stocking, but it is a solid gift idea nonetheless. This might actually be the most dubious inclusion on the list though, as I'm sure I can't be the only one who likes to see complete collections, so gifting this could encourage the recipient to go out and buy more watches, and that might not be your aim. Certainly my wife would never buy me one of these, I can say that for sure. They are a really nice way of storing and displaying a collection though, and while you can get them for a lot less than the budget I've outlined, it's not an item you really want a cheap version of. This is my personal favourite G-Shock model, and it has a number of things going for it in terms of a gift idea. First and foremost is the sizing. This is the smallest size for the coolest, at least in my opinion, G-Shock case design, the octagonal one. That means it's simply going to fit more people and be less risky as a gift idea as a result. Secondly, it's all black, and black goes with everything. Finally, because it's not an upgraded model, there's no metal casing or collaboration going on here, it's at the more affordable end of the range. So there we have it, some affordable horology themed Christmas stocking fillers for the watch fans in your lives. I hope this has helped at least a few of you out there in the audience with some ideas, but I'll happily welcome any other suggestions or indeed past success stories that you've had when gifting in the comments section below. You'll notice that for the accessory side of the video, I've not always been specific with makes and models, and that's deliberate because at these price points you're likely not going to be dealing with brands you've heard of before. If you want to share specific positive or negative experiences with manufacturers though, that would also be helpful consumer advice. Where I have featured brands in the video, I think it's worth adding that there are no sponsorships or affiliations here, just suggestions that I think offer good value for money. You could also say that there is some heavy Casio bias going on, but, well, I mean, you're right on that one. As ever, thank you for your time. If you've enjoyed what you've seen or found it informative, consider dropping the video a like and subscribing for more content like this in future.